You've built a business on hustle, discipline, sweat. But if your brand's invisible, your growth is limited. Welcome to Growth Mode On, the podcast for business owners who don't have time for fluff, filters, or creative genius. We're here to help you flip the switch, build your brand, and grow your business with real talk, smart strategy, and a dose of healthy hustle. Whether you're on the move, in the gym, or grinding through your next big goal, this show gives you the branding, marketing, and YouTube insight you need to scale with clarity, not chaos.
I'm Jill.
I'm Eric.
And this is Growth Mode On. Let's get to work.
We didn't start this podcast to talk about branding fluff or viral trends. We started it because too many smart, hardworking business owners are invisible, and they don't even realize it. This is for the builders, the movers, the disciplined, health-minded doers who don't think of themselves as creative, but still want to grow. Welcome back to our show, Growth Mode On. Today we're talking about consistency. Last week we talked about Googling yourself. And what'd you think about that, Jill? Just curious, now that it's sat with us for a little bit, has anything changed about Googling yourself?
No, I wouldn't say anything has changed, but I thought that was a clever tip for everybody.
Did you actually go home and Google yourself after we recorded that episode?
I've Googled myself many times. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wonder if you guys out there, if after listening to that episode, you actually Googled yourself. And if you did, let us know exactly what you found. I'd love to hear about it. But yeah, so today we're talking about consistency. And I wanted to review kind of what we talked about last week because it was about Googling yourself on social, seeing what's out there on yourself. But then today is more like building on those socials on your website and the past versus the current. And I'm a little bit older and you're a little bit younger, Jill. So your past is different than my past. So let's talk about the past a little bit in the sense of socials. What do you remember? Let's say 20 years ago, what were your socials? Were you actually on social media?
I was. It was High Five, MySpace, but it wasn't used for marketing.
No.
I mean, people were just using it to chat and talk to your friends overseas or living in another city. No, I mean, now it's a powerful tool for marketing, but no, back in the day it wasn't. And it's a living being. Because we were earlier, not on the podcast, we were talking about how keeping up with the times when it comes to marketing is so important. Do you want to talk more about that? Keeping up with the times?
Yeah, I was just thinking when you said MySpace, I remember MySpace. And I was when I was in college, MySpace was pretty big. And I was never into social media, Facebook and MySpace. It just wasn't me. But my friends were.
Yeah.
And especially if you had musician friends, musicians were really into MySpace. But then websites.
Yeah. Well, so pretty much even back in the day, even 20 years ago, I mean, obviously there were websites.
Yeah.
But it was more okay, this is the home of the business or the company. This is the information. That's pretty much it. It was used obviously to display the branding and just so the company can have a live space on a live digital space. But it didn't need that much maintaining as it needs now. Now there's a lot more maintaining that needs to happen. Because now websites are connected to the socials. I mean, and they should be that way. The socials will lead you back to the website. And the information on the website and socials, they all have to remain consistent at the same time. They all have to be updated.
And that's where consistency comes into play.
Consistency. I mean, not I do want to clarify, everything that you post on social, it doesn't have to be displayed on the website. For example, a yoga studio. If you're talking about events, classes, those have to be updated on the website.
Yeah, definitely.
And there has to be a mention of it on socials. But again, those socials lead right back to the website because you want people to go to your website.
Yeah. So we're talking about consistency across platforms. So, what you have on Facebook, you have on your website, and what you have on Instagram. So it's all consistent. So if you have a 6 a.m. yoga class, have you ever been to yoga at 6 a.m.?
I think I have. And no, never again.
I can't wake up that early. But so if you have a 6 a.m. yoga class, it's listed on Facebook, you should have it on your website. And you should kind of do some Instagram marketing about it. Even LinkedIn, huh?
I have my thoughts about LinkedIn.
What do you think about LinkedIn?
And this is just my personal opinion. Yeah. I do want to say something that if you have a Facebook and an Instagram, they should be mirrors.
Yeah.
They have to be identical.
Yeah.
The same posts have to go to both platforms. They should be mirrors of each other. But LinkedIn, I see that it's navigating in a different direction because LinkedIn, the original intention of LinkedIn was for business purposes only.
Yeah, to get a job.
Yeah.
Career advancement.
To get a job or to hire people.
Yeah, or to hire
LinkedIn.
people, yeah.
But right now I'm seeing that LinkedIn, it's going in a different direction.
It's a business resource.
It's definitely a business resource, but I feel like it's turning more into a Facebook.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Or businesses.
I don't know. I see a lot of personal stuff that people post on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this is not the place to post that.
Yeah.
That's more of a Facebook thing. I don't know how that happened or what caused that transition, but I think people shouldn't be using LinkedIn for personal opinions.
Yeah.
But when it comes to business, definitely post on LinkedIn.
Was Reid Hoffman, was he the founder of LinkedIn?
I don't know who the founder is.
Okay. I know Facebook started out as a rating rating app for girls in college, right?
A rating app?
Yeah, like this girl's...
Like Hot or Not?
Yeah, Hot or Not. Like this girl's hot, this girl's ugly. I mean, that's what I remember now.
But Hot or Not did exist. That was a website.
Yeah.
But I don't think that transitioned into Facebook.
Okay. That's kind of what I remember. I don't know where I remember that from, but like Facebook started on college campuses.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was like, this girl's hot on college. You know, like that's what I remember. And then Facebook has really transitioned into this huge resource for people.
Yes. Are you saying professional resource?
Yeah, but like for businesses. So we're talking about consistency across platforms, and that LinkedIn and Facebook's very different. Okay, let me ask you this. How often should a business, or do you think a business should on Facebook?
Yes.
What do you think about that? Like consistency in a schedule, like let's say once a week, twice a week, every day.
I mean, I want to say weekly, but it also depends on the business. Does your business have events?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking about like the people who have tents at the farmers markets.
Yeah.
I mean, it really depends, but I want to say at least weekly, no matter what kind of business it is. Even if you want to post like a motivational quote, just so people can see movement and that your socials are live.
Well, you know, and that's the big question, right? Especially when you're coming up with branding strategy. So I just Googled this and I was like, how many people are on Facebook? And Facebook has around 3 billion monthly active users. And it says on a daily basis, about 2 billion people log in. So if you're not using Facebook, I think that's a big mistake because the people are on there. And then again, I think the more frequently you upload something is better. Using it as a marketing strategy, especially for branding your business, which we need to get a little bit to in this episode is about branding. But I don't know. I think people should be posting at least 3 days a week.
Yes.
You know, to Facebook. Definitely. I mean, it doesn't cost anything. There's no charge to upload. You just have to have someone posting. And if you're the owner of a business, you should be posting.
Yes, definitely.
Like something about your business, something about, hey, you know, I got a yoga class at 6 a.m. Come check it out, you know, or something like that. So let me ask you another question, Jill. What's branding?
That is a big question. I mean, by simplifying it, it's the image of your business.
Yeah.
It's so people can recognize, just how people recognize logos.
Yeah.
An obvious one is McDonald's. You see the M, oh yeah, I know what that is.
So then using branding across social media on your website, it should be very, very consistent. So using that word consistency again, I just enjoy doing that, you know. It's like I have these Shure microphones and I was like joking with my daughter yesterday. It's like, these sure are cool.
Oh.
But so being consistent in your branding message, like if you have one logo, make sure it's the same on your website, on your Facebook page, on your YouTube channel, on your LinkedIn, Instagram. Yeah. And then you were talking earlier before we started recording, you were talking about lower thirds and animations. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, we were talking about branding videos. I mean, this is where I recommend people use a designer for branding. And also it depends on the business, but for any videos you're posting, are you going to have a lower thirds? Are you going to use animation? Are you going to use your logo in the bottom right corner? You don't necessarily have to use a logo. I feel like people are moving away from that, but it doesn't hurt to use the logo. And those are 3 examples, but whatever you end up doing, make sure you do it on all your videos.
Yeah.
Like don't just randomly put your logo on this video and not on the next one. Yeah. And people don't always pick up on inconsistencies, but they'll notice. Yeah. Like it causes some sort of mistrust in the business. Like, oh, I don't think they're very organized, or I don't think this isn't maybe that legit. Like people will think that even though they don't know why, but they'll pick up on it.
It's like you're working on the subconscious mind of your potential customers, your viewers, whatever it is. You know, you're kind of working on a subconscious level and you're trying to get them to recognize you without recognizing you. So that when you go to make a decision, like let's say today I'm going to go to the grocery store and buy something, and then just that recognition, I trust it more because I recognize it. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, there's more to it, but yes, recognizing it definitely, it's a big part of it. I mean, that's what you want. You want people to recognize it.
Yeah. So what more is there to it?
Branding video specifically? Well, we were mentioning quality.
Yeah, quality. Let's talk about quality. I think that depends on the brand, right?
It depends on the business. It depends on your brand. Yeah. I mean, it's not like you need a high-end camera.
No. And nowadays, every camera is high-end. I mean, like your iPhone is a high-end.
Yeah. For example, we were talking about, I think he's a personal trainer, before we started recording, how he records everything just from his phone. And visually, the quality isn't that great.
That's terrible.
And I haven't seen these videos, but you said he had how many followers?
Oh, millions. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, clearly he's delivering content that people want and need. Yeah. So the quality doesn't really matter. And also for what he's doing, I'm assuming he's just at the gym.
Yeah. He's just working out. Yeah.
For what he's doing, he doesn't need a high end.
Yeah. There is a base quality. Let's say like just a base quality that you need to achieve.
Like visually?
Well, I think like the audio has to be good.
Oh, the audio has to be good. Yeah. That has to be like bare minimum.
Yeah. Bare minimum
quality.
Like, if your audio is coming in and out and you can't hear anything because there's so much noise in the background, people are going to just turn it off.
Yeah.
But if your audio is good, then the quality quality would be like, is it a polished corporate video with $200,000 camera, like movie quality cinematic? Or is it a guy just with his iPhone going to the gym? And I think that goes all to how do you want to brand yourself?
Yeah, like I'm thinking like a realtor. If you're showing off houses,
Yeah.
that has to be a really good quality camera.
Yeah.
Because you don't want the house to look ugly.
Yeah.
Because no one is going to want to see it or be interested.
Yeah.
But because it's a different business, it's visual. But if
Yeah.
you're just listening to tips from a personal trainer,
Yeah.
it's a different experience.
But that takes us back to consistency, where it's more about that consistency. Let's say you're just on your iPhone, but then you're on your iPhone going to the gym every day giving tips, that just being consistent with that. If you like show up today on an iPhone and then tomorrow you produce this incredibly beautiful, high quality cinematic video, I think it's going to throw off your brand. It's like changing your logo.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to throw one video out there that's super high quality with animation, I don't think one is bad, but to be flopping back and forth between that, it's going to be inconsistent and it'd be weird.
Yeah. We talked earlier about the past and the present, right? And I think that was the method in the past, was you would spend $100,000 on an incredible video and then you would use that video for years. It would be your 30-second commercial and you produce it. Now you're just paying advertising on that one commercial and you're trying to be consistent with your ads. And I think that's shifted over into providing value to people through videos on YouTube and videos on Facebook and videos on Instagram and TikTok, where it's not the same.
It's different. Well, another thing I want to say about keeping up with the time on platforms is also generations move from one platform to the next. Like first it was obviously Facebook, but right now, to my understanding, most of the people who use Facebook are Gen X and boomers.
Like older people, right?
It's older
like
people.
My mom is on Facebook and she's like in her 80s.
And
then
that's a new
uses,
thing though. Like boomers are, I don't want to say barely, but I think the last 5 years they've been logging on to Facebook. And the younger generations, I know it's more Instagram. It's also keeping up with the times, and also who's your audience? Who are you trying to sell to? Do you have a product that you know older people are going to want?
Exactly.
Or are you selling something to tweens?
Yeah.
I think you can reach tweens on Facebook, but it's not where they primarily hang out.
Yeah, exactly. It's your audience, and who are you trying to reach?
I'm helping somebody with her website. She's an animal intuitive. I asked her, okay, like who's your audience? Who are you really wanting to reach out to? And she specifically, I mean, she said everybody, but I mean, once we got down to it,
everybody.
But once we digged a little deeper, she really wants to help older generations. And I said, okay, well, Facebook is the perfect place.
I was just joking, like everybody says everybody, but it's kind of true. In creating your brand is also like reaching your target audience. And then they say, like every book I've read on business and branding, everything, YouTube, creation, content, everything is like, you've got to nail down your audience to the T. I had a channel called the Health Benefits Network a while back, and then we did that. It was a 36-year-old woman. She was pregnant and she had 2 other kids. And you even give her a name.
That's called a user persona. What you created. That's a user persona.
And then you got to find out, where are those people? Then you got to figure out how to communicate to those people. Like I'm a 55-year-old guy, and the language that I use is not the same language a 36-year-old woman would use. So if I try to create videos myself trying to talk to those people, it wouldn't work.
Well, in what industry specifically?
Right now I was talking about Health Benefits Network, which is kind of like health insurance. Like I wouldn't know how to talk to someone, but it could be anything. Like if you're a toy company targeting 12-year-olds and you're a 55-year-old guy and you're trying to, I mean, you got to talk to 12-year-olds and see how they talk and then create the brand towards them, right?
Yeah. Well,
what do you think?
Well, when it comes to children, I don't know. That's a subject I do shy away from because I know there are a lot of controversies and negative effects on marketing to children. Me personally, I've never worked in a business that has marketed to children. It's been all products like skincare. So I don't know when it comes to children.
So I have a grandson now, and I was watching Shrek with my grandson, but this was like the TV made Shrek, not the movie Shrek. I was really shocked. I was surprised. It's like they were showing stuff that's not intended for 3-year-old kids. It was more intended towards adults. I mean, it was like kind of like nasty humor. And like the dragon grabs Shrek by the pants and gives him a wedgie. And like, that's not for kids. And Shrek's wearing a thong. I think that's a big mistake. They're not really doing a good job talking to their audience.
100%.
Unless they're targeting adults with Shrek, like maybe they are targeting.
It's funny for an adult. I thought that was funny. To imagine Shrek in a thong, but I'm an adult.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so back to our topic about quality, consistency, videos, and let's move into developing strategy. So how do we develop a strategy? And now, like talking to entrepreneurs and business owners that shift, it's like I'm a business owner and I've seen myself do it so many times where tomorrow I'm on this next trend and I'm like, okay, let me try this. Is this working? But how do we develop a strategy and stick to it? What do you think about that?
Definitely. There are many types of designers, right? They're very technical ones. They're designers that specifically help you to develop develop a content strategy. So I would recommend, or obviously hire an ad agency or a media agency. Well, what do you recommend when it comes to hiring an agency or just DIY it?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point because it depends on
the budget too.
Depends on the budget, right?
I mean, it's very easy to say, oh yeah, just hire so-and-so. I do recommend hiring an expert when it comes to strategy, but there are things that you can do on your own. Yeah. And we did talk about it earlier, using social media because it's very powerful and posting consistently. Yeah. When it comes to branding, definitely use an expert. Like, don't try to build your own brand. Use a designer for that.
And then, like, let's say you're just starting out your business. Like, I remember one day I did it. My dad did a logo, and I was like, "What in the world is that?"
You designed it?
He designed it himself, and he was like so happy about it. And I was like, "No, that looks terrible. You got to get a designer to design the logo." But then I think when you're first starting out and you don't have the budget, definitely design it yourself. But then maybe you should stop buying so many lattes at Starbucks and go to Fiverr, go to Upwork, and hire a designer to design your logo. You know, it's like $40.
You can. I mean, that is another way. Like, you can get a designer from any one of those websites. Yeah. And there are designers that do work with rebranding. Yeah. Like, they work with the material you already have, because we did that with one of our clients. They already had a logo. Yeah. I mean, we just tweaked it a little bit.
Yeah. And then made it consistent across all the platforms. Because it was like, I remember, like, they had one logo on Facebook and they had one logo on YouTube, and it was just not the same.
Yeah, no, that was really bad. Because I was like, is this the same business or are these other people? Yeah. No, so you can definitely do that. I mean, if you're really short on a budget, okay, maybe get a designer off of Fiverr, but don't consistently rely on that. Like, do get a designer who can use your existing assets and then they can build off of it. It doesn't have to be a whole rebrand unless you have the budget for a rebrand. Yeah. But
so it'd be like, we'd go into levels. Like, strategy would be like, kind of like, okay, when you're first starting out, you have zero money, do it yourself. Then as soon as you have a little bit of money, maybe hire someone on Upwork or Fiverr or something like that.
And also the website. Don't forget the website.
And the website.
You need the website.
You need the website.
That's going to take some money. It doesn't have to. Yeah. I mean, you can use Wix or it depends on how technical you are. I mean, Wix is pretty easy.
It's very easy.
Yeah. I mean, I know some people get frustrated with it. It can be a little frustrating. If you're low on a budget, definitely build what you can, but eventually do get someone to come in and add to it.
Yeah. And that would be like the next level is you hire someone part-time.
Or per project.
And then you hire someone full-time. And then, you know, maybe you get an agency. And, you know, actually, I just did a video about hiring an agency. And it was like, the best combination was you hire someone in-house to manage the stuff.
And you're talking specifically, for example, managing the social media accounts?
Because now we're talking about video content creation, right? And social media marketing. And then you hire someone in-house to manage it. And then it's cheaper to outsource stuff for when you need a specialist. Like, let's say you need an animation and you need someone to create an animation. You don't want to hire an animator full-time because then they're not going to be animating all the time.
No, but also they're freelancers. So you only pay them per hour or per project. I just wanted to clarify the full-time thing. Yeah. Like, that's how you work with freelancers or contractors. Getting an external one.
I think the strategy depends on the business. For example, service business. I used to have a massage therapy business where, like, I had massage therapists and we would go to hotels and just leave business cards and get clients from out of town or something like that. And it did pretty well. But then, like, a business like that, I think marketing on social media is very, very important. And having a strategy where we're posting every day is good. I mean, for Content Guaranteed, I just started posting shorts and I'm doing 2 a week now.
Yeah, shorts are very popular right now. Like, you're actually going with the times. Like, you're watching the trends. Because shorts are very popular.
Very popular.
Yeah, because I think people don't have the attention span to be watching a 30-minute video. Unless it's in the background and you're working kind of thing. But yeah, shorts are very popular. And I think it's for that reason.
Yeah. So I'm doing 2 now. I'm doing 1 in Spanish and 1 in English.
Oh, perfect.
It's pretty cool.
Because your audience is also Spanish speaking.
Spanish speaking, yeah. So I came up with a strategy to post a short on Wednesday in Spanish, on Thursday in English, and then a long form video on Tuesday. So I'm doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I'm going to stick to that. I started off just posting once a week on Tuesdays. That was my strategy. I've been doing that for a lot of months, maybe half a year. And so now I'm modifying my strategy, and now I'm going to start posting a short every Tuesday and every Wednesday.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stick to it. You know, like I'm
same
going to
days.
be very consistent, same day, same time. Like
that's perfect.
I tell all my friends, like, when I was a kid, it was Batman. It was like on TV, right? At the end of the show, they'd always say, next week, same bat channel, same bat time.
Oh, that's funny.
To me, that's like consistency, right?
Yeah, because it's like, I follow a dating coach on Instagram. I already know every Monday she takes questions from people. Like, you can DM her with questions. She will post a question in her story. Well, she gets a lot of questions. So she'll post a good chunk of them in her stories and she responds to them and she takes a screenshot of it. But I know, because I've been following her long enough, every single Monday, she does that every Monday. Now I'm looking forward to those stories from her.
That's about building an audience. And then when you're consistent and people people know, they'll come back and watch you next week.
And everybody wants consistency. Like it's
Yeah.
good to rely.
Yeah.
Like everyone likes relying on, like when a business says they're going to do something and they do it. It's that reliability that people like.
And that trust. Yeah. Yeah. I've got a very funny story. So this morning, my wife comes up to me and she goes, "Do you want yogurt?" And I said, "Yeah, I'd like to have some yogurt." You know, we talked about the bananas and the berries. Basically, she asked me if I wanted yogurt with bananas and berries. And I said, "Sure." But then after we drank a smoothie, like I make this kale smoothie every morning because it's like really, really good for your body. She comes up to me, she goes, "Well, you know, I don't want yogurt anymore." And I was like, "What? You said you wanted yogurt. Now you don't want yogurt."
So you made the smoothie with the yogurt and she didn't want the yogurt anymore?
No. The smoothie that I make is kale, spinach, and then I put some fruits in there, but I put a lot of kale and a lot of spinach. And I put chia seeds, flax seeds, spirulina, and soy milk. And then I blend it and then I drink it. And that's like my breakfast, right? And then I was like, okay, let's get some protein. So the yogurt has a good amount of protein. So my wife was like, "Let's have some yogurt." And I said, "Yeah, that's great." But then like after we drank the smoothie, she's like, "I don't want yogurt anymore." And I was thinking, so I turned around to her and I was like, "That's kind of scary." It's like, you know, at first you wanted yogurt, now you don't want yogurt. And I was like, am I going to wake up one morning and you're going to say, "I don't want to be married to you anymore"? But then that's that consistency, you know, like flip-flopping, people begin to lose trust. But it was funny. So then she made me the yogurt. And then when I went to go sit down at the table, she was eating yogurt too. It's like,
Aww. Yeah, that is funny. That's really cute.
Yeah. So just staying consistent builds that trust. And then it also gets your viewers coming back and then you build a base, you build a really good foundation. And I think that's the way to go.
Definitely. 100%.
Yeah.
It's a powerful tool.
Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode and I hope you got some value out of it. And if you did, drop us a comment. Let us know. And also definitely subscribe to our channel and have an awesome day.
Thanks. Bye.